So are you doing any of the clubs in the city?
So I tried stand up last year. I did a couple open mics. I had a cancer joke that went bad. I stopped doing it for a while because I felt really bad about it. And then
But you got the good mass humor.
yeah, it's dark.
It's good. So I went to school at Boston University, BU.
Oh, BU.
Yeah, for a few years. So I was in.
You drop out?
No, I went my first year at Santa Barbara.
Okay.
And then I transferred over to BU. And then, so I was with all your fellow mass holes. Y'all are the best.
The smart ones. It's hard to get in. I get it.
Whatever. School is useless. We can talk about that after.
That's true.
But y'all have the best sense of humor, I think.
Thank you. Yeah, I pride myself on my.
But I could see how, like, on a New York crowd, you sneak the little cancer joke in, it goes sour.
Yeah, one time I went over to Brooklyn, and I tried to I signed up to do an open mic, and before I started they were like, all right guys, just a couple of rules before we get going. I'm like, what do you mean rules? This is stand-up comedy. And they were like, you can't talk about this and that. I'm like, well, it wasn't on the agenda, but I don't want to risk it, so I just left. I decided not to do it.
So, but how bad was this cancer joke?
Basically, it was a bad joke to begin with. Like, it wasn't like a funny joke, but I was just like, I should probably stop doing that for a while. It was during like COVID when you had to like be outside and do stand up, and I was like, hey, anybody pick up any bad habits during quarantine? And I like did some crowd work. I'm like, I'm like, people would be like, oh, I started drinking too much. Oh, I smoked too much weed, whatever. And I was like, yeah, I just got addicted to chemo. I just like could not stop doing chemo. My hair started falling out. Yeah, not funny.
People weren't.
No. I think I heard a gasp.
No.
Like, oh, yeah.
Wait, so then since then you quit?
And since then I didn't want to do any more open mics. And then 2 shows fell into my lap, and I was like, I couldn't even crush an open mic. You guys want me to do shows? And they're like, yeah, fuck it. And I'm like, all right, yeah, fuck it. So I did a show at the Stand and then a show with Lil Sass.
Lil Sass. You know what's so crazy? You actually won't believe this.
What?
Today I'm going to lunch with my friends. I walked by Lil Sass.
No shit.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to see O'Malley later. Like, what a weird world.
What's up, Sass?
Yeah, I didn't
give him a what's up?
Nah, I didn't give him a what's up.
I don't think he likes. I don't
he
think
probably
he likes
doesn't.
being approached.
I think he was on the phone. I was like, yeah. How did those go?
They went great. I was 7 beers deep though, so they could have went either way. I don't know. I had to have at least 7.
So do you feel like is like talking about the alcohol? Like, is it to take the edge off, or is it because you genuinely loved alcohol?
A and B.
Is there a C?
C is it's just a good old time.
It's just
and D is runs in the family.
Oh.
Yes.
Do you so comedies? You're gonna continue doing it?
Of course, yeah. That's my niche. Found my niche.
And I feel like for you, there's like obviously doing the podcast stuff, but like I think what I'm really excited about also about having you today is there's a lot of things that I admire about you and Brianna, but I think for me it was important that like I think it's important that people recognize how talented you are individually.
I appreciate that.
Because there's like I could easily see how oftentimes like people want to group you guys together, and as much as that's your best friend, as much as that's great, and you guys work together as well, like I think it's important that people also realize, and I think people are starting to realize, especially in a work setting, whether it be I was just listening to you with Erica or whatever it was, like they realize that your value as your brand, not just like a byproduct of Brianna's.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be here without Brianna, which I'll never forget, and she is my boy. But I have noticed recently that I have to like start doing my own little stuff. So
how'd you notice that?
Just because like I don't know. I just don't have like my own thing, and I'm working on that. I think I'm gonna start a show called Second Best, and it won't be a podcast, but it's gonna be like a YouTube show where I interview like the second best. So it's like, and it's like it's a play off of what I am. So it's like siblings of celebrities, friends of celebrities, people who came in second on like America's Got Talent, like stupid shit like that, and just like because no one ever hears from them.
But Okay, I have to disagree with you.
All right.
Because yes, right? Like, I guess Brianna helped you get, like, whatever, right? But at the same time, like, if you weren't talented, you wouldn't be in the position you are today. As much as if she wanted to help you. Like, if my best friend, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I think that you got to give yourself a little bit more credit than just saying you're second best.
Yeah. Well, that's where the confidence comes in. I lack of thereof.
But, so I'm kind of curious, like, what, I guess, like, behind the scenes, like, what is the conversation like, whether it be with her, whether it be with other people, in terms of, like, these past couple years? Because obviously, like, life looks different now than it did a couple years ago.
Yeah. When I first moved here, Brianna she called me up and she was like, do you want to move to New York with me? And I was like, yeah, I'm taking a semester off because of COVID. And I was like, I'll figure it out. And figuring it out turned into, like, door dashing. I worked for a company called Total Frat Move.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Tell me about Total Frat. Let's plug them real quick. No.
No. I went on a Nashville trip with them, and the guys who run that company are out of their fucking minds. They were crazy. Anyways, I just, like, did a bunch of odd jobs and shit until I figured it out, and until, like, I was able to prove myself to bars, because Brianna tried to help me get the job for a full, like, year and a half, and they just kept saying no, like, that's just your friend. And then she was like, no, like, she's talented. Can you just, like, let her do anything, like, produce or, like, run social media? And that's what I ended up getting hired for, is to produce and do her social media. And then they were like, oh wait, nah, like, you're like funny. And I was like, yeah, fucking tried to tell you this for a year and a half. But that's how that all worked out.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram at felix.levine, and if you have something to say, please leave a comment.